So today's going to be a little bit more of a real talk, more of like a let's level with each other. Let's like sis to sis have a real conversation here. So whether we're on the back patio, grabbing some margaritas, maybe we're overlooking the ocean, having a few glasses of wine, I wanted to have real life talk conversation about what it looks like to start your med spa in 2024. So for my med spa owner girlies, let me know if this relates. You had this dream, you have all the passion and the drive, and you want to do all of the things, but when it comes to running your med spa business, you are finding yourself working 60 to 80-hour work weeks. You're working more as an employee than you are as the CEO of your business. Or maybe you are just starting your journey and you have all of these really cool, exciting new ideas, but you're not quite sure how to get some of these ideas off the ground, or maybe what the next steps are going to be for you and your business. Maybe you have this vision of having a multi-6 to 7, 9-figure business in the med spa industry, but you don't know what those steps actually look like that you need to walk out to get your med spa or your business to that next level. So in today's video, this one is going to be just for you. We are going to walk through the 7 steps that you need in order to get your med spa business off the ground, or maybe you find yourself somewhere in the middle there. Maybe you are on step 4 or 5, so you can go ahead and scale the med spa to that next level. If you are new here, my name is Katrina. My business partner Cheryl and I run and own Empower to Profit, where we work with small business owners just like you, so we can help bring more profit into their personal pocket and scale their business to the next level. So I do want to talk stats for a minute because I think it matters to be confident that you are in a business or starting a business that has a positive trajectory in terms of revenue. So there is a company called market.us, and they do a lot of research in different kinds of industries to see how they're growing. And this was back in 2022. They found out that the med spa industry was a $15.2 billion industry. With asterisks, there was another company who said it was a $17 billion industry, but point being, it is a huge market, a huge industry with lots of money. And the important part about that is 41% of that is in North America alone. Rest assured, you are in a very good industry, but that doesn't mean that your business will be successful. So to be frank with you guys, there is no like real cut and dry steps that I can give you that I can promise that you're gonna be a 7-figure med spa or beauty industry business by this time next year. I wish I did. I would love to give you that. But real talk, we all know how business works, right? But what I do want to give you is 7 steps for you to dig into. These steps are applicable to you and really most businesses. So let's go ahead, let's jump in, learn some stuff together, and let me know in the comments if you find this helpful. We know the numbers work. Now we have the data showing you that you picked a good industry, you're in a good business. All of the arrows are pointing in an upward position. So what can we do now to make sure that your business is successful? Again, we're going to go over 7 really brief points that I would encourage you to look into for more of your specific individual business. But these are all important things that you can jump into today that we've kind of pulled from some of our clients, some of the things we've learned, other businesses that show growth in revenue and profit for the business owners, and some tactics that you can use to make sure that you're running your business in the most efficient way so that you're getting paid as a business owner and you're able to run your business as a CEO and not an employee. So the first thing you're going to do, especially if you're just starting out, is you're going to do one big brain dump. So this is where you're going to get a sheet of paper, a computer, your phone, whatever method works for you. You're going to dump all of your really good, brilliant ideas into one spot. So then you can start organizing that. There is a ton of options when you're working in the beauty industry. There's even more options when you are working in the med spa industry. And by putting all your thoughts, ideas, things you've learned, some education points that you have, certifications that you have, degrees, by putting everything out on a piece of paper, this just kind of helps clear out and get you a clear start for what direction you're headed in. The second step I would encourage you to take is to come up with some kind of business plan. And if you're not sure what a business plan is, it will take you 30 seconds to Google, hop on Etsy. There's probably some PDFs you can get from there. But this is where you're going to write down your goals, any missions that you have, things that you want to achieve, how many dollars you want to be taking home on a regular basis to pay yourself as the business owner. This is also the time to set aside, even if it's a super high level, simple budget, get it down on paper, the realistics of what it would look like to actually run this business. What do you need for startups? Do you need a team? Do you need a receptionist? All of the real life things of what it would look like to actually start this business. The third thing, not super exciting, but very, very important, is you are going to look at all the legal things, regulations, requirements, state compliances, services that you're offering, compliances, what's needed for all that. This is very, very important. You might actually need to or want to get a legal team involved to make sure you're protecting yourself, you're checking all the balances, because it's a lot easier to do this from the beginning, from the get-go, than if you get in trouble for something, get fined for something, have to shut down for a period of time so you can fix something that you should have been doing from the beginning. It's definitely worth taking a couple hours out of your day to make sure all of these regulations are aligned so you can set yourself up for success. Another important piece of information, so when you're setting your business up to be legal, you're going to want to get an EIN. And you can do this right on the government website. This is what registers you and your business with the federal government. After you do that, you're going to want to go to your state website and get an LLC. This gives you a little bit of separation, so you're not running as a sole proprietor, but you're running as an LLC. But that at least separates you, the individual, from the LLC, the business. So you need a federal EIN, and then you also need a state registered LLC. So I would highly encourage you to go to your state website. A lot of times they will have register your LLC, check for a business name. That way you can do some research right on the state website there and answer the majority of your questions. The fourth thing I would encourage you to do when you're looking to start your business or maybe change it up a little bit is to focus on location. So you need to figure out where your clients are living, doing their everyday life. Where's the foot traffic? Where is the vehicle traffic? Where are people driving by? You want to make sure that you're visible, that you have easy access, that maybe there's parking or other amenities around that would make sense for you to be in that certain location. And then you also want to have the conversation with yourself. Does it make sense to lease or to purchase a building? Those are all conversations, all things that you should be thinking about ahead of time when you are planning to start your business, open your business, or if you're looking to scale your business or maybe open a second location. The fifth step is setting up your med spa. Now, this is a very large conversation. We could take this in a lot of different directions. So I'm just going to say overall encompassing ideas when you are opening up a med spa business. So you want to start by looking at your equipment and deciding kind of which lane you're going to start out in. There's a lot of options right now in the med spa area. So you want to be sure that you're making very intentional decisions when it comes to your equipment that makes sense for your business and that you're getting a good ROI on those equipment pieces. Because once you're starting out, you tend to not have a ton of cash flow in that first year. So you want to make sure what you do spend money on makes sense. And then as you gain momentum on that cash flow, that's when you can purchase the next piece of equipment or hire a team and do all the fun, exciting things. Then we have the other half of the shop, right? We have the aesthetic portion of your med spa. So I'm sure you are well aware of what the aesthetics of a med spa should be, but I would highly recommend making it a peaceful, a clean, an efficient environment that's welcoming with a couple amenities, but not too much too soon. Again, the point of the business is to bring you cash flow. It's to bring you a paycheck so that you can support yourself in a life that you want. So go ahead, set it up nicely. And then as you're generating cash flow, you can maybe build on an addition or build on an additional receptionist or other help in the med spa that makes sense to make it even more efficient or even more of a pleasure to be there. So step 6 is actually a really fun step as a business owner. This is where you're going to navigate your branding and your marketing. which are two very different things, but yet have to align with each other. So while your brand identifies you and your med spa or you and your business, your marketing is how you're actually reaching out, trying to get customers into your space. So you want to have a very inclusive brand in terms of that it all makes sense. Does your certain brand or a logo make sense for a med spa? Is it easy to read? Is it clear? Is it easy to understand? If I look at it, I'll understand that you're in the med spa industry or the beauty industry. Those are all things that you want to make sure align. And I would highly recommend either hiring a professional to do this or having a couple of third-party options to ask to get real feedback, not maybe just like your mom and your sister who are going to think everything you do is beautiful and amazing, but some real life feedback so that you know that your brand aligns with what you're trying to convey. And then when we switch over to marketing, this is where you want to make sure that the dollars you're spending on marketing, if you are spending dollars, makes sense. So you need to be looking into social media outlets. I would highly recommend, if you're just starting a business or if you haven't done this already, to set up an Instagram handle, a Facebook page, a Google page. These are all free things you can do that when consumers are looking to see who you are, they're going to one of those main platforms to check out who you are, what people are saying, if you're active, what your hours are, what's the vibe of your med spa or of your salon, to see if they can connect with you. So not only do you want to have those platforms, but you want to be somewhat active on them. Do you need to post 3 times a day on all of them and overwhelm all of your time with trying to come up with creative reels? No. Please don't do that. We want you to be an efficient, productive business owner. But those things are super helpful when consumers are trying to find you and figure out who you are. The final step I have for you, step number 7, is how to maintain and grow your business. So again, this is another huge conversation that we could create a whole nother video on. But I wanted to highlight the importance of reviews. So this is where you really get to have a conversation or a review with a client or a customer who just experienced your spa or your salon. I would highly recommend getting that review either in person or asking them to go to one of your platforms or Google. There's all kinds of like QR codes and links that you can easily hand out to make sure that you're capturing that review. The best time to get a review is immediately after service. This is usually when the client is remembering how good they feel after a procedure, how excited they are about the results, how much they love what you're doing, how they love the aesthetics of the environment, how the person who helped them was just amazing and went over and beyond. Those are the gold mines that you want to capture and then put out into the community so everybody can see what your salon, what your med spa has to offer. Another thing that you can do to maintain a forward trajectory for your business is to make sure you are staying up to date on all industry trends, continuing education, looking into what's going on in the field, in your particular specialty. You need to stay connected in some way to your field, to your community. So whether you're going to events or continuing education opportunities, or maybe you're in a network or a mastermind where you're in like industry with other business owners, I would highly recommend doing that. That way you're constantly getting other business owner feedback. You're in the community, you're in the vibe, you're seeing what's up and coming so that you can bring that to your location. A lot of times in these masterminds too, it's really helpful to get new ideas generating. You get talking with other business owners and it's almost like an exciting place to be where you're learning, like you have all these really cool ideas. You can maybe start collaborating on some things and maybe bring your two communities together. There's really a lot of power and a lot of really good positive energy in networking amongst community. That is all my 7 points I have for you guys today. I know we covered a lot of territory and I kind of breezed through them all. If you have any questions or if you have something specific you would like us to dig a little bit deeper in, I would love to hear your opinions in the comments so we can go ahead and make that video for you guys because we are here to serve your community. But thanks again for checking us out, and as always, cheers to profit.